Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises to Abinawa Yahweh Ba'Shem. Mashiach Yahushua is your brother Michael Bard. Out of t.h.u.g, he's under God, aka Thug Camp, and to my left. So today we're going to go, it's the Sabbath, Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue to go over the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So let's get straight to it. We're going to get to Deuteronomy Chapter 22, and we're going to start at verse 1. Deuteronomy 22. Verse 1. Read that.
Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother.
Go ahead.
And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou not know him not, then thou shalt bring in unto thine own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again.
So if you see something that a brother lost, whatever, if you know who lost it, you show brotherly love, you return it. You don't say finders, keepers, losers, weepers. You don't say that. You know what I mean? Or if you don't know who did it, then you keep it until somebody reported loss or whatever, and you return it back to the person that it belongs to. That's how we was amongst Israel. That brotherly and sisterly love we have for our nation. Continue.
Verse 3.
Come.
In like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost things of thy brothers, which he had lost, and thou hast found, thou shalt do likewise. Thou mayest not hide thyself.
Continue.
Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again.
So we're supposed to help each other. Hold that. Give me Exodus chapter 23. Give me Exodus 23. Read 4 and 5.
If thou meet thy enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. If thou see the ass of him that hated thee lying under his burden, and wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him.
So even among even if you don't like that brother, you're still supposed to help that brother if he's among the nation of Israel. Go to Matthew chapter 12. You might want to sit on this side. Shalom. So Matthew chapter 12, verse 11 and 12. We're back to that. Good. Matthew chapter 12, 11 and 12.
And he said unto them, what man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it out? Go ahead. How much then is a man better than his sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days. So in Deuteronomy, it's talking about like a cattle or a sheep or any type of cattle or anything that falls into a ditch. But we are the lost sheep of the house of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Americans. So we're supposed to help out each other. So he's letting you know that it's okay to do well on the Sabbath. Say your your brother, his car broke down. You're not going to go and help the brother out. You're going to say, oh, it's the Sabbath, forget you. No, you're supposed to show brotherly love. That's what Yahushua taught, the Messiah taught, brotherly love. Okay, go back to Deuteronomy 22. 22 and 5.
God.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto Yahweh thy God. So
this is a problem amongst Israel. You have, some camps say it's okay for women to wear pants because they're considered women pants. There's no such thing as a women's pants. There's no such thing. If you even look at all the archaeology of our women back in Egypt, they all had dresses on. If you look at all the pictures of our women in slavery, guess what? They all had long dresses on, head wraps.
You can see any type of old movie, you will see no woman wearing pants. That is an American custom. You know what I mean? And that's not what we're supposed to do. Our women's supposed to have long dresses, long skirts every single day. So give me Zephaniah 1 and 8. Like Zechariah, Old Testament. Other way. Other way. Before. Zephaniah 1 and 8. Read that.
Zephaniah 1 and 8.
Gone.
And it shall come to pass in the day of Yahweh's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel.
So you're going to punish all those people that's clothed in strange apparel, strange clothing. You know, the Most High require a dress code. He has a dress code. That's how you're able to see, you know, if you look on the hieroglyphics on the walls of Egypt, you're able to see fringes on garments. That's how you can tell the difference between the Egyptians and the Hebrews. Okay? Because the Egyptians wear garments as well. The Ishmaelites wear garments as well. All nations wear garments, but we had the fringes and border of blue. Read verse 6.
If a bird's nest chance to be before thee in the way, in any tree, or on the ground, whether they be young ones, or eggs, and the dam sitting upon the young.
So the dam is talking about the mother. If the mother, go ahead.
Sitting upon the young, or upon the eggs, thou shalt not take the dam with the young.
You don't supposed to take the mother with the young kids, with the baby, the eggs. Go ahead.
But thou shalt in any wise let the dam go.
So you should let the mother go. Go ahead.
And take the young to thee.
Then take the young ones. Go ahead.
That it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days.
So we were showing courteous, we even to the animals. You know, we wasn't like Esau. Esau, them kill all the animals, trying to extinct them, like, you know, make national holidays to go hunting and just take everything, kill everything. We ain't supposed to do that. We was even supposed to show love to the animals to the point that no, you know what I mean? Don't take the mother and all the little kids. Take the kids. The mother can continue to produce and have babies. Okay? Continue.
When thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement for thy roof, that thou bring not blood upon thine house, if any man fall from thence. So
that's like if you're working on your house, like you're not going to have a roof that's all slippery and all like, if you're going to do some, you know how most roof is like a triangle shape or something? You know what I mean? It's so you don't slip. And also that the rain like goes down. You know what I mean? Because if you got like a roof that's just straight like this, you know what I mean? And don't have no type of like, how can I put it? You know, towel or any type of, on the roofing, you'll make it dangerous and you will cause somebody to die or slip and fall. And that's your responsibility because you don't want to put that type of tile roofing on that house. So you got to make sure that what you put on your house was supposed to be safe enough so if people working on your house, that it will be able to work, work in, okay conditions. Continue.
Thou shalt not sow thine vineyard with diverse seed, lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown in the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled.
So we ain't supposed to mix seeds. Esau does that. Esau mixed the seeds. We ain't supposed to mix seeds. If you're gonna mix an orange or have an orange tree, have an orange tree. You're gonna have an apple tree, have an apple tree. Don't put apple and orange seeds in the same ground. We're not supposed to do that. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not plow with an ox and an ass together.
So we ain't even supposed to plow. You know, now we have like tractors and stuff now and all these different machines that, you know what I mean, but back then we ain't had no big ass plows, damn tractors and this stuff, that makes it easier. You know, back then we had the animals putting in work, the donkey and the ox. So we ain't even supposed to allow them to be plowing together. You're supposed to have an ass and an ass, or a donkey and a donkey. Go ahead. You're not supposed to be unequally yoked, like it tells you in Corinthians. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together.
Hold that, give me Leviticus 19 and 19. Leviticus 19 and 19. So we don't supposed to wear, a lot of brothers teach we're supposed to wear fringes, which is correct. But then you be like, what percentage, how much cotton is your t-shirt? Oh, it's 50% cotton, 50% polyester. Hey, brother, we supposed to have 100% cotton t-shirts. Oh, but brother, we in captivity, we can't, it ain't no excuses. You can get 100% t-shirts. This is 100% cotton t-shirt. If it says 100% cotton and it's not, then if they put a little polyester or something in there, we don't know. That's when grace falls in. But to our best of our ability, the shirt said 100% cotton. Okay, so Leviticus 19:19, or 100% wool, or 100% silk. Go ahead.
Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy seed with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. That's
what you're not supposed to do. So your t-shirt supposed to be one, so forth and so on. Your garments supposed to be one type of fabric. Okay. Read verse 12.
Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four corners of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself.
So hold that, give me Numbers 15. Numbers 15. Numbers 15, verse 37.
Numbers 15 and 37. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make fringes in the borders of their garment throughout their generations.
No, only for the Old Testament.
Throughout their generations.
No, my fringes and my garment is in my heart.
Throughout their generations.
Throughout your generations. Go ahead.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
So no matter what color blue, it could be just a border of blue. Go ahead.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of Yahweh, and do them, that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring.
So when you look at these fringes and ribbon of blue, it's supposed to remind you of to keep the commandments. That's just a dress code. Go back to Deuteronomy, verse 13.
Verse 13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and give occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her I found her not a maid, then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her. And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity.
So you had in Israel, a time where, when a man took a woman's virginity, you put a light cloth on the bed. And when that man goes in unto her, she bleed up on that sheet, and you give that sheet to the father that has her blood. That's the token of virginity. Okay, so if she did not bleed upon that sheet, then she was a whore. She was not a virgin, and she'll be dealt with. Okay, go ahead.
And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. And the elders of that city, which city shall take that man and chastise him, And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon the virgin of Israel. And she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days.
So he ain't supposed to put her away. He's supposed to deal with her accordingly. What verse you at?
20.
So read verse 19 again.
And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels,
So immerse means like a punishment by fine. Go ahead.
and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel. And she shall be his wife, and he may not put her away all his days.
So give me Exodus 22. Exodus 22. Verse 16 to 17.
Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Exodus 22, verse 16.
Sorry. And if a man entice a maid that is not but betrothed,
Entice meaning to persuade. Go ahead.
and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
So he's supposed to play that diary of virginity. If he enticed her, if he persuaded her to be his wife, he's supposed to pay that 50 shekels of silver. Go ahead.
If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
Which was the 50 shekels. Okay. Go back to Deuteronomy. What verse we had?
20.
20.
But if this thing be true, and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she hath wrought folly in Israel, to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put away evil from among you.
So give me Deuteronomy 23 and 17.
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
So there's supposed to be no whores amongst Israel, or no sodomites, no homosexuals amongst Israel. So you do have an opportunity to repent. So if you was a whore, stop being a whore. If you was a faggot, stop being a faggot. So forth and so on. Go back to Deuteronomy.
Verse 22.
God.
If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall be both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel.
Oh, that give me Leviticus 20 and 10. So adultery was not taken lightly. That was punishable by death. So when a man commit adultery, this is how a man commits adultery. Leviticus 20 and 10.
And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
So if a man sleep with another man's wife, that is adultery. Because it is lawful to take another wife, to have multiple wives. That is lawful. Is it the wisest thing to do? That's up to that person. But it is lawful. But adultery, a lot of people don't understand what fornication and adultery is. Adultery is when you sleep with another man's wife, according to a man. Adultery for a woman is when a woman is married and she sleeps with another man. That is adultery. Go back to Deuteronomy 22. I covered that in the video, what is fornication. So read 22 again. Deuteronomy. Oh, okay, no,
if a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So thou shalt put away evil from Israel.
So adultery was not taken lightly. You hear? So the Most High did not play with that. They both were supposed to be put to death. Continue.
If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city, and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out into the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones, that they die. The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he had humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you.
So that's enough. That's a woman that's being a whore. That's sleeping around. You see what I'm saying? She was supposed to be put to death. Him and her. Oh, go ahead.
But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her.
So betrothed meaning engaged. So the previous verses was talking about committing adultery. This is when a man and a woman that's engaged, is promised to a man and she sleep with another man. That was wicked. Because you must keep your vow. If you're promised to somebody, you were supposed to keep that. Okay? So 25 is talking about rape. Let's see what's going to happen. Read verse 25.
But if a man
I know your back hurts, my bad.
But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die.
So that's if a man find a woman that is engaged and he forced himself, he raped her. Because some people say it's okay to rape. During the time of war, we did snatch up women during the time of war. That is correct. During the time of war, we snatched up any woman that did not have a man, we snatched up for ourselves. But read verse 25 again.
But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field.
So he found a engaged woman in the field. Go ahead.
And the man forced her and lie with her.
So he raped her. Go ahead. He took it. Go ahead.
Then the man only that lay with her shall die.
Then he should die. Go ahead.
But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter.
So the woman that obviously a man is physically stronger than a woman. So she was out in the field, and nobody was there to protect her. So when the man took it, she cried out, but she couldn't. It wasn't nobody to help. So she wasn't in no sin. That's why the scriptures was, what is that? 1 Timothy? Go to 1 Timothy real quick. That's why the scripture says this about women. So that our women don't be put in that 1 Timothy 5:14. For our women won't be put in that scenario that they don't have to worry about being raped. This is what women supposed that was engaged or promised or anything. 1 Timothy 5:14.
I would therefore that the younger woman marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary.
So guide the house. It also tells you, to be keepers at home. You know what I mean? So go back to Deuteronomy 22. So women's supposed to be keepers at home. We're not supposed to be all out and about. Because this world is, especially in this wicked world, you got a bunch of demons running around. They plotting to snatch up women. You know what I mean? So that's why we have to make sure that you women, you do what you got to do. Put your butt at home. Don't be all out late at night. Like we used to be out there teaching late at night, and there's little kids, 14, 15 years old, running the streets in packs. And you be like, hey, get y'all butt at home. You can't tell me what to do. And then that's why you see the majority of people on them little carts. They don't put the faces on the carts no more. That's years ago. But you go to Walmart and you see what? A bunch of kids missing. I guarantee them same kids was the ones that was running the streets at night, being hard-headed. Okay, so go back to Deuteronomy 22, read verse 27.
For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her.
So obviously she didn't want to be touched. She cried out. The other women in the other scenarios, she didn't cry. So obviously she wanted it. Even if the woman didn't even know the man, and he snatched her up, and she didn't cry. So he might have snatched her up. She probably thought maybe he was attracted or something. And she never planned it, but that was considered adultery. You see what I'm saying? But if the woman cried out, that means obviously she did not want it. They both were supposed to, only the man was supposed to be put to death. So read verse 28.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her,
So now this woman is not engaged. She's not promised to no one. Go ahead.
and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
Read verse 28 again. So remind you, you see, it never said anything about crying. This man found a woman. She didn't cry out. She didn't scream out. She wanted it. She wasn't engaged. She wasn't promised to anyone. Read that verse 28 again.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
So that was go back to Exodus 22 and 17. Go back to Exodus 22, 17.
(22 and 17).
God.
If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
So that's 50 shekels of silver. 50 shekels of silver. Read Deuteronomy 22 and 29 again.
28.
29 again.
Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he had humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. A man shall not take his...
So give me Genesis chapter 9. Read verse 30, Slakia. Read verse 30.
A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt.
Now give me Leviticus 18 and 8, Slakia.
Leviticus 18.
So a man should not take his father's wife. So that's what was going on during the time of the Church of Corinth. Matter of fact, hold that. Get 1 Corinthians chapter 5. Because a lot of people think fornication is, oh, you have multiple wives, that's fornication. No, that's not fornication. This is what was going on in the Church of Corinth when Paul was talking about fornication. To avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife. There's a reason why he said that. With all thy getting, get understanding. So 1 Corinthians 5 and 1, read that.
It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and such fornication as it is not so much as named amongst the Gentiles.
Go ahead.
That one should have his father's wife.
That one should what?
Have his father's wife.
That one should have his father's wife. That what was going on in the Church of Corinth. They were sleeping with their father's wives. They also was doing all type of orgies and all type of stuff. That's what Corinth, that's what the Greeks, they was dealing with. Orgies, just lesbian, they was into bestiality. That's what they was into. So go back to Deuteronomy 22 and read 30 again. Put this right here. Read that.
Deuteronomy 22 and 30.
Gone.
A man shall not take his father's wife.
So that's what was going on in the Church of Corinth. They was taking their father's wife. They was popping, the father's probably a little bit older. He might have had a younger wife or something. And the kid's like, hold on, she's around my age, father. And snatched her up, you know what I mean? Because I know when my dad was alive, he had, my dad was in his 50s. And his wife was in her 30s, early 30s. So he was about 25 years older than his wife. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't be like, hold on, Dad, you don't know what to do with that. Let me show you. Nah, you get a little bit old. Nah, that's fornication. So finish up the 30.
A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt.
Nor discover his father's skirt. Now give me Leviticus 18 and 8. Leviticus 18 and 8.
Leviticus 18:8. The nakedness of thy father's wife shall thou not uncover.
So we ain't even supposed to see our father's wife nakedness. Go ahead.
It is thy father's nakedness.
That belongs to the father. Now give me Genesis chapter 9. Let's see one of the first homosexual in the Bible. Genesis chapter 9 verse, start at verse 20. Genesis chapter 9 verse 20.
And Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine, and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent.
So, he just got out the boat, you know what I mean? They, obviously he couldn't wait. He's like, man, I've been on this damn big old ship for a long time. So when he got out, he built him a vineyard, and he wanted some wine. So he drank too much. He got drunk, and obviously, when you get drunk, I never been drunk before, but I've seen people that got drunk. Obviously, they can't function right. So he probably was half naked or naked, passed out. Okay, continue.
And Ham, the father of Canaan.
So Ham, that's not who we are. The churches be like, we are Ham. We not Shem. We are Ham. The curses are upon us. That's why we're in the ghettos. No, Ham are the so-called Africans. We do have Israelites living in Africa, throughout all Africa. We got certain tribes that are our people. You can look at them and say that's our people. You be like, that ain't no African. You know what I mean? So continue.
And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father.
So you ain't supposed to see the nakedness of the father, but he did. Go ahead.
And told his two brethren without.
So he probably was laughing like, haha, oh, you see dad? Look at dad, he's naked. Damn homo. So just like the Egyptians, a lot of our brothers want to be caught up in Kemet and all that stuff. There's a bunch of homos. Go ahead.
And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward.
No, they went frontward.
And went backward. And covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness.
So that shows you that the laws was in effect from the beginning, from Genesis. They knew about that law. The laws was not just established during the time of Moses. Moses was the ones that wrote it down. We always had laws that was passed down verbally. Okay? So go back to Deuteronomy. Then we're going to read Deuteronomy chapter. We finished with 22. Let's read Deuteronomy 23.
He that is wounded in the stones, or had his privy member cut off, shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh.
So he that was wounded, he that had his rod cut off, was that a eunuch?
Yeah.
Gone. Should not enter to the congregation of Yahweh. Hold that, give me Leviticus 21. Let's go about the high priest, the priest. What was the requirements for the priest? Leviticus 21 and 18 through 21. Matter of fact, start at verse 17.
Speak unto Aaron, saying, whosoever he be of thy seed and thy generation that hath any blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his God.
So he couldn't be a priest, a high priest, if he had any blemish. You see what I'm saying? Continue.
For whatsoever man he be that hath a blemish, he shall not approach. A blind man, or a lame, or he that hath a flat nose, or anything superfluous, or a man that is broken-footed, or broken-handed, or crooked back, or a dwarf, or that hath a blemish in his eye, or be scurried, or scabbed, or hath his stones broken. No man that hath a blemish of the seed of Aaron the priest shall come nigh to offer the offerings of Yahweh made by fire. He hath a blemish he shall not come nigh to offer the bread of his God.
So, you can't be calling yourself, I see brothers calling themselves priests, high priests. Even them brothers, man, it's a brother on the north side that's part of us, that Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ. Man, this brother is in a wheelchair, and he is calling himself a high priest. He must not read this law, because this law tells you that you cannot be a high priest or a priest and you lame, you crippled. So he cannot be a priest. So that shows that they don't read the laws. Because if they would have read the laws, they would have said, hold on, you can't be a priest. You can't be a priest. You got blemish. So that's why, you know, all them high titles, them, you know, flattery titles, man, y'all brothers better stop putting y'all stuff on a high pedestal. You know, you better be humble, like the scripture says. He that humble himself should be exalted, and he that exalt himself should be abased. You see what I'm saying? So go back to Deuteronomy 23.
23 verse 2.
God.
A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh. Even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of Yahweh.
So hold that, give me Hebrews 12. So right here it's talking about a bastard. Some people don't understand what bastard mean, but we're going to get a clear-cut definition of what a bastard is. Hebrews 12. But some people try to say, I think it was on Facebook, they were trying to say if a man, a child that mother is a heathen or something like that, I think they were saying that's a bastard. That don't make no sense. If that was the case, then some of the 12 tribes of Israel are bastards. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, a lot of the tribes of Israel would be bastards. Because not everybody came from Rachel and Leah. You know what I mean? So give me Hebrews chapter, what is that? Hebrews 12 and 6.
Hebrews 12 and 6.
Go ahead.
For whom Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
So if you're going through trials and tribulation, it's just the Most High chastising you. We all got to go through it. Go ahead.
If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
So you do something wrong, you're going to get punished for it. You know, the Most High's punishment is a lot harder than what you might have went through getting them 20 licks when you was a child. Go ahead.
But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons.
So if you ain't going through hardship, you are a bastard, not a son. So that's why the 12 tribes of Israel, all of us is under the curses. We going through hell because we are the sons and daughters of the Most High, and He's just chastising us. Give me Ecclesiastes real quick in the Bible. Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Ecclesiastes 1. Verse 18.
For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow.
So the more you learn, the more affliction you're gonna go through. The more affliction you will go through. Go back to Deuteronomy chapter 23. Verse 3.
An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter the congregation of Yahweh, even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of Yahweh forever, because they met you not with bread and with water in the way when ye came forth out of Egypt, and because they hired against thee Balaam the son of Beor Pethor of Mesopotamia to curse thee.
Which, we went over that in the book of Numbers. You had the so-called Japanese, Chinese, they set up Balaam, which was from the tribe of Manasseh, I believe. Manassite. They hired him to curse Israel. But every time they were trying to curse him, it didn't work. You see what I'm saying? So that's why, just like right now, you have Esau, they might try to set up Israelites, leaders. They might try to pay them, hire them to try to deceive Israel. Same thing, nothing new under the sun. So at this time, it was the Japanese and Chinese that was setting up prophets amongst Israel to curse our people. But when you read the story about what happened to Balaam, guess what? He eventually got put to death for being a deceiver, for being a sellout, should I say? Okay. So go back to read verse 4 again.
Because they met you not with bread and with water in the way when ye came forth out of Egypt, and because they hired against thee Balaam the son of Beor, Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee.
Go ahead.
Nevertheless, Yahweh thy God would not hearken unto Balaam, but Yahweh thy God turned the curse into a blessing unto thee, because Yahweh thy God loved thee.
So he turned that curse, when they set up Balaam to curse Israel, that curse became a blessing. You see what I'm saying? So that's how beautiful the Most High is. They thought that, we got this man, he's going to curse him, we be good. No. The Most High turned that curse into a blessing. Okay? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity, all the days forever.
So give me Genesis chapter 12. Read verse 1 to 3.
Now Yahweh had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing.
Go ahead.
And I will bless them that bless thee.
So all the nation that blessed us, the Most High was going to bless. Go ahead.
And curse him that curseth thee.
And all the ones that cursed us, the Most High was going to curse. Go ahead.
And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
So if the nation didn't do anything to us, then we were supposed to, deal with them, type of way. We were supposed to be harsh to them if they didn't do nothing to us. We were supposed to treat them like, not like a brother, but, show, some type of respect or something like that. We ain't just supposed to let's go kill all of them for no reason. But now 2015, all nations had their hand. All nations are cursing Israel. All nations are plotting against Israel. So remind you, he's going to bless those that bless thee and curse those that curse thee. Okay? Go back to Deuteronomy chapter 23.
23 and 6. Thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity, all thy days forever.
So we ain't supposed to worry about if they wanted to curse us. We ain't supposed to deal with them. So how the hell we got Israelites having other nations in their congregation when all nations are cursing us? The Most High just don't deal individual. He also deals as a nation, as a whole. Let's read verse 7. Which a lot of people, this is the Kunalites, I call them, favorite scripture. Read verse 7.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
You see that, brother? The Bible says thou shalt not abhor. Abhor means to hate. You cannot hate a cracker. You must love him. Read that one more time.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother.
The word abhor, if you look it up in the Strong Concordance, it's the word ta'ab, T-A-A-B, which means to be abominable or to do abominably. So read that part again.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother.
So hold that. Give me Psalms 139. Because the word abhor and the word hate, when you look it up, if you look up the word abhor, it's t.h.u.g. Let's see. Go to Psalms 139. Those are the number of them things of. Verse 19.
Don't worry, I got it. Verse 19.
God.
Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O God. Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men.
Go ahead.
For they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain.
Go ahead.
Do not I hate them?
Do not I what?
Do not I hate them?
What did King David say?
Do not I hate them?
When you look up that word right there, that is sanah. Sanah. S-A-N-A. That actually means to hate or be hateful. So read verse 21 again.
Do not I hate them, O Yahweh, that hate thee? And am I not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred.
I hate them with what?
With perfect hatred.
Go ahead.
I count them mine enemies.
So go back to Deuteronomy Chapter 23. So abhor, maybe in English, can be synonymous to hate, but not in the Hebrew. Abhor, read verse 7 again.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
So abhor is not sanah, which means to be hate or hateful, but it's t.h.u.g, which means to be abominable or do abominably. So we ain't supposed to treat the Edomites or do abominable things to the Edomites. So, what did Esau do to us that was abominable? Let's name some of them. They raped our women that was married. That was abominable. That was abomination. They raped little boys. That's an abomination. They castrated us. That's an abomination. They fed our little babies to alligators. That was an abomination. They threw our people off the ship. That was an abomination. So those certain things, those are abomination. We didn't supposed to do that to Esau, our brother. You see what I'm saying? Read verse 7 again.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou was a stranger in his land.
So we ain't supposed to do these. We had laws on how to treat a servant. We had laws on how to treat a slave. So we ain't supposed to, okay, this is my slave, so now I'm going to turn my slave into a homosexual. No, that was an abomination. Or Esau, when he used to have relatives sleeping with each other. Guess what? The law tells you in Leviticus 18, do not sleep with your close kin. That's an abomination. But that's what Esau did. Also, we ain't supposed to Esau forcing their false gods upon us. That's an abomination. The Most High said we don't supposed to have no other God. They made us worship white Jesus. Matter of fact, get that in Revelations. What is that, Revelation 13? Revelation 13, what is that? That verse 15.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So all the people that not worship that white Jesus was what?
Killed.
Was killed. So they forced us to worship the white Jesus. That was an abomination. They knew that we ain't supposed to have no other God but the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, go back to Deuteronomy 23. So abhor do not mean to hate. Read verse 8.
The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of Yahweh in the third generation.
So the children that are begotten among them shall enter into the congregation of Yahweh in the third generation. Okay, read, give me Ezekiel chapter 47. Ezekiel 47. The children that are begotten shall enter to the congregation in a third generation. What is that talking about? Ezekiel 47, verse 21.
So shall ye divide this land unto you according to the tribes of Israel. And it shall come to pass that ye shall divide it by a lot for an inheritance unto you, and to the strangers that sojourn among you, which shall beget children among you.
That shall be what?
Beget children among you.
So just like those Edomites was going to beget children, they was going to be able to enter to the congregation of Yahweh in the third generation. Continue.
And they shall be unto you as born in the country among the children of Israel.
Continue.
They shall have inheritance with you among the tribes of Israel.
So, this is a stumbling block for a lot of people. So, the ones that got children, that begot children, in a third generation was going to enter into the congregation. We were supposed to give those strangers, this type of strangers talking about the heathens, an inheritance. But we're going to find out what that inheritance is. Continue.
It shall come to pass that in what tribe the stranger sojourneth, there shall ye give him his inheritance, saith Yahweh God.
So what is the other nation's inheritance? Let's see. Give me Leviticus chapter 25. Because we had slaves back in Israel. That's what a lot of people don't realize. We had slaves back in Israel. Guess who was the slaves? It wasn't our brethren. It was the strangers. Meaning the strangers, these strangers talking about other nations. Because you also had in the law when it talks about strangers being Israel. That's living in other places and they come and visit. That's like there's scenarios of accounts where it's talking about Israelite foreigners. But this account is talking about actual heathens. So give me Leviticus 25 and 38. Read that.
25 and 38.
Come.
I am Yahweh your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, to give you the land of Canaan, and to be your God. And if thy brother that dwelleth by thee be waxen poor, and
remind you, thy brother, go ahead,
and be sold unto thee, that shall not compel him to serve as a bondservant.
So he ain't supposed to be serving as a slave. Go ahead.
But as an hired servant,
then you must pay that brother. Go ahead.
And as a sojourner, he
as
shall,
a what?
And as a sojourner, he shall be with thee, and shall serve thee unto the year of Jubilee.
So the sojourners, strangers, foreigners could be of your brethren. Go ahead.
And then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return.
Continue.
For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen.
So we ain't supposed to be served as Hebrew slaves. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shall fear thy God.
So we ain't supposed to treat him a certain way because he works for us. We ain't supposed to be mean to our people. Go ahead.
Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen.
Wait. Thy slave men, thy slave women should be of who?
Shall be of the heathen.
Continue.
That are round about you.
That are what?
That are round about you.
Just like he tells you in Deuteronomy 23 verse 8. Go ahead.
Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids.
Go ahead.
Moreover, of the children of the strangers.
Of the who?
Of the children of the strangers.
Go ahead.
That do sojourn among you.
They're among you. Go ahead.
Of them shall ye buy.
Go ahead.
And of their families that are with you, which they begot.
That they shall what?
Which they begot.
That's why it says in Deuteronomy 23 that they children that they begot in their third generation shall enter to the congregation. Go ahead.
And they shall be a possession.
They should be a what?
And they shall be a possession.
They should be our possession. Continue.
And ye shall take them as an inheritance.
Wait. What was the stranger's inheritance?
And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for possession, that they shall be bondmen forever. But over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor.
That was the other nation's inheritance. That they was going to be our slaves forever. That was a blessing for them to serve us. We their kings. We their gods. So it was a blessing for them to serve us. A lot of them wanted to serve us. They wanted to be around the children of Israel. So that was their inheritance. Go back to Deuteronomy 23 and read verse 8.
Deuteronomy 23 and 8.
Go ahead.
The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of Yahweh in their third generation.
You see? So when they submit as a slave, then they was able to come among us. Go ahead.
When the host goeth forth against thine enemies, then keep thee from every wicked thing.
Continue.
If there be among you any man that is not clean, by reason of uncleanness, that chanceth him by night, then shall he go abroad out of the camp. He shall not come within the camp. But it shall be, when evening cometh on, he shall wash himself with water. And when the sun is down, he shall come into the camp again.
So, when you read Leviticus 15, 19 through 22, because I know we getting short on time, but when you read Leviticus chapter 15, 19 through 22, when a woman was unclean, when she was on her monthly cycle, if a man touched her, or touched anything that she touched, he was unclean until the evening. He was supposed to wash his clothes, bathe. So that's a way that a man can be unclean, is if he touched a woman that's unclean. Okay? So that's Leviticus 15, 19 through 22. Read verse 12.
Thou shalt have a place also without the camp, whither thou shalt go forth abroad. And thou shalt have a paddle up on thy weapon, and it shall be, when thou wilt ease thyself abroad, thou shalt dig therewith, and shalt turn back and cover that which cometh from thee. For Yahweh thy God walketh in the midst of thy camp to deliver thee, and to give up thine enemies before thee. Therefore shall thy camp be holy, and he see no unclean thing in thee, and turn away from thee.
So even our weapons are supposed to have been clean. We were supposed to even clean our weapons. You just got done, stabbing a couple of people up, and you walking in the midst of Israel, and your sword all bloody, your weapon all bloody, and you walking amongst a holy convocation, holy gathering. Hell no, you couldn't come among and you got people bloodshed. No, you must clean, sanitize that weapon, get it clean, then be able to enter in. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not deliver unto his master the servant which is escaped from his master unto thee. He shall dwell with thee, even among you, in that place which he shall choose in one of thy gates, where it liketh him best. Thou shalt not oppress him.
So if you had a runaway slave, you know what I mean? If he ran away, you didn't supposed to return him back to his servant or his master. You're supposed to let him dwell amongst you. He escaped. But that's not what Esau did. Esau, when we escaped, another cracker would pick him up. He might take him as a slave, make him a slave. It showed you what was that movie called?
12 years of slavery.
12 years of slavery. You see what I'm saying? And the dude wasn't a slave. He was a free man. But they was passing him around. Boom, boom. That's what Esau don't follow these laws. Go ahead.
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Thou shalt not bring the hire of...
No, read verse 17 again, Slakia.
Come. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
Give me Leviticus 20:13. There should not be no whores amongst the daughters of Israel, nor a faggot, pretty much, amongst the bachiman. No bachi boy. We don't want that. I don't know why Israel be doing that. I don't know. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. All these beautiful women in the world, and y'all bending over, 6'5", 6'6", and y'all bending over, man, y'all, boy, kill yourself. Real talk. Kill yourself. You don't want to repent, just kill yourself, man. That's just sick. Even when I was a kid, I used to be like, that. What the hell? Like, man, my mom said when I was in the stroller, I was winking at grown women, like, you know what I mean? I knew what was right, what was wrong. You know what I mean? I want something soft. Give me Leviticus 20:13.
If a man also lie with mankind as he lies with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination.
Abomination. That's what Esau was doing to us in slavery. He was sleeping with men. That's an abomination. We ain't supposed to do abominable things, abhor a Edomite, even though he did that to us. Read that part again.
If a man also lie with mankind as he lies with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
So a homosexual is supposed to be put to death. They don't repent. You know, in the time of Moses, you see a homosexual, you put them to death. It wasn't no and if buts about it.
Right.
And now we under grace, so now you got a chance to repent. You know, certain places in Africa and also in Jamaica, they ain't having no mercy upon them.
No.
They taking them out. You know what I mean? So go back to Deuteronomy 23, read verse 18.
Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog into the house of Yahweh thy God for any vow. For even both these are an abomination unto Yahweh thy God.
So whore, prostitute, a price of a dog, we look it up, that's a male prostitute. We ain't supposed to bring them to make into the house of Yahweh to make a vow. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not lend upon usury of thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. Unto a stranger thou mayest.
So we ain't supposed to put a little interest, a little extra. Okay, you borrowed me $20. Hey, you gotta give me 30 in return. You know that, right? Because I gotta smack the extra 10. All the pain and suffering I gotta give you, since I gotta dig in my pocket. You know what I mean? That's $10 extra for digging in my pocket. I ain't want to dig in my pocket that day, so I'm gonna ask extra 10. We ain't supposed to do that amongst our brothers. If he owed you $20, $20. Or to show brother, hey, don't worry about it. That's brotherly love. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon you.
So this stranger is talking about the other nations.
Yeah.
That's what get confused with Israel, because certain verses that talk about strangers, it could be talking about the strangers of the Israelite strangers, but then some incidents is talking about actual strangers, meaning heathens. That's not of our nation. So this is talking about actual heathens. Read verse 20 again.
Unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury, but unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury.
You see how it says, unto thy brother.
Yeah.
Now this stranger, okay, you can smack a couple $100 extra on that bad boy. You know what I mean? A couple hundred. Yeah. You double quadruple that. Amongst your brother, don't do it. Go ahead.
That Yahweh thy God may please thee, may bless thee, in all that thou settest thine hand to, in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Done. Go ahead.
When thou shalt vow a vow unto Yahweh thy God, thou shalt not slack to pay it. For Yahweh thy God will surely require it of thee, and it would be sin in thee.
Go ahead.
But if thou shalt forbear to vow, it shall be no sin in thee.
Hold that, give me Ecclesiastes 5. So if you make a vow, you better do what you say you was going to do. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, if you make a vow with marriage, you know what I mean? You make a vow, okay? I promise in the name of Yahweh Shem HaShem, I'm going to be your husband forever. You're going to be my wife forever. You make that vow, you can't turn around and say, I know I made a vow, but I changed my mind. You can't do that. A vow is a vow. So this is what the scripture says about vows. So get Ecclesiastes 5, 4 through 6.
When thou vowest a vow unto God, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools.
So you better pay that vow that you said you were going to do. Go ahead.
Pay that which thou hast vowed.
Pay that. Do what you said you was going to do. Check this out. Go ahead.
Better is it that thou shouldest not vow, than that thou shouldest vow and not pay.
So it's better not even make a vow than to make a vow and don't pay it. Go ahead.
Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin.
So don't be, if you know you a damn, if say I make a vow that I'm only gonna be with one woman, and I know I love women. Read verse 6 again.
Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin.
So you know you can't do it. Don't put yourself into a situation or that you ain't gonna be able to get yourself out. Make sure if you make a vow, you can deal with it. You can pay it. Go ahead.
Neither say thou before the angel that it was an error.
Man, angels. Dang, I was slipped up. It wasn't. I didn't mean to make a vow. You can't say that. Go ahead.
Wherefore should God be angry at thy voice and destroy the work of thine hands?
The Most High gonna destroy you. So it's better not to make a vow if you're not capable of paying it. Go back to Deuteronomy Chapter 23. Oh, was we at 23?
Yeah. That which is gone out of thy lips.
No, verse 24. It's like it. No, read verse 23 again.
That which is gone out of thy lips, thou shalt keep and perform, even a freewill offering according as thou hast vowed unto Yahweh thy God, which thou hast promised with thy mouth.
Go ahead.
When thou comest into thy neighbor's vineyard, then thou mayest eat grapes thy fill at thine own pleasure, but thou shalt not put any in thy vessel. When thou comest into the standing corn of thy neighbors, then thou mayest pluck the ears with thine hand, but thou shalt not move a sickle unto thy neighbor's standing corn.
So when we was the farmers, people that in Israel that was into farming, we didn't supposed to when harvest time comes, you ain't supposed to take everything. You're supposed to leave a little grapes, some corn for the poor, or for the strangers that's like when the 12 disciples was walking through the corn, they going to do the work, and that's why when they was grabbing the corn and plucking the corn off the ears off the corn and eating it, that's what they was doing. It was lawful to do. And you had the wicked scribes and Pharisees. Oh, he's doing what is unlawful to do. No, it wasn't unlawful to take the corn, to pluck the corn off. It was unlawful to take that corn and put it in a pot and cook it. But we ain't supposed to cook on the Sabbath. Mm-hmm. But you can eat corn on the Sabbath. I know we usually I usually fast, but you don't have to fast. You can take some grapes. You can make some sandwiches the night before and eat it. You see what I'm saying? So now, Deuteronomy 24.
When a man had taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he had found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. And if the latter husband hate her, and write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hand, and send it her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that she is defiled, for it is an abomination before Yahweh, and thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which Yahweh thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. So
in the video I did about what is fornication, give me Matthew chapter 19. The video I did about fornication, I went over this. I thought I'd give y'all scripture. But yeah, Matthew 19, 7 through 9. So you have to understand that we just came out of Egypt. Our people learned all types of wicked ways of Egyptians. So Moses allowed this to happen during the time when we came out, because our people was dealing with wickedness. But let's see what Yahweh Shai said. So Matthew 19, 7 through 9.
They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away?
So remind you, Moses command, not Yahweh command, but Moses command. Go ahead.
He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffer you to put away your wives. But from the beginning it was not so.
He did it because of the time that we was in. It's a time and a place for everything under the sun. So from the beginning, we ain't supposed to put away our wives. Go ahead.
And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication.
So except to be for fornication, meaning unless that woman commit adultery. If a woman commit adultery, then you can put her away. But if she don't commit adultery, you are not supposed to put that woman away. Go ahead.
And shall marry another, committed adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery.
So you can't marry a woman that was put away. That was adultery. That's deep. Okay, go back to Deuteronomy. So when you watch that, what is fornication? I go in more in depth. I go into Corinthians chapter 7, Leviticus 18, so forth and so on. So if you haven't watched the video about what is fornication, you should watch it. So what verse we at? Verse 5. Read that.
When a man hath taken a new wife, he shall not go out to war, neither shall he be charged with any business. But he shall be free at home 1 year, and shall cheer up his wife which he hath taken. No man shall take.
So verse 5, give me Deuteronomy 20 and 7. So that's why the disciples, they forsook houses and wives and everything and follow you outside. You know what I mean? That's what Paul also said, like, he that is married be like he's not married. Not saying that you can't take care of the responsibility of at home, but you're more focused on what? Doing the work of the Most High. Okay, so Deuteronomy 20 and 7.
And what man is there that hath betrothed a wife, and have not taken her? Let him go and return unto his house, lest he die in battle, and another man take her.
So we had a law that if you just got married, you didn't have to go to war. Because you go to war and you just got married, you haven't got a chance to even have a family with your woman, and say you get put to death out in battle. Now you can't go comfort your wife, but you just got married to her. So that's why we had a law that, man, at least go cheer up your wife for at least a year. After that year, then you can go to war. And if you die in that, then another man she could be remarried. You know, it tells you that in Romans chapter 7. If a woman's husband is dead, then you can remarry. So continue. Verse 6.
No man shall take the nether or the upper millstone to pledge.
A pledge is deals with a debt. So it's a debt of somebody really poor. A poor person that owes debt. Go ahead.
For he taketh a man's life like to pledge.
So hold that. Give me read verse 10 and 13 of the same chapter, so you can understand what it's talking about.
When thou doest when thou dost lend to thy brother anything, thou shalt not go into his house to fetch his pledge. Thou shalt stand abroad, and the man to whom thou doest lend shall bring out the pledge abroad unto thee.
Go ahead.
And if the man be poor, thou shalt not sleep with his pledge. In any case, thou shalt deliver him the pledge again when the sun goeth down, that he may sleep in his own raiment, and bless thee, and it shall be righteousness unto thee before Yahweh thy God.
So if a poor, you couldn't try to, okay, you know a person is poor, and he borrowed something or owes, if you owe me something, you poor, and you owe me something, I couldn't be like, okay, you can't pay me back. Let me see, what you got that's really, okay, I'm gonna take your car. Your car is mine. Knowing good well, he need his car to go to work. So I couldn't take something that's gonna stop him from being able to provide for him or his family. So I couldn't go and say, okay, let me get that car then. What about the clothes? I like that fringes. Let me get this shirt. And this is the only shirt you got. You know what I mean? That they got fringes on it. You know what I mean? So we couldn't do that. Okay, go back to verse 7. Gone.
If a man be found stealing any of his brethren of the children of Israel, and maketh merchandise of him, or selleth him, then that thief shall die, and thou shalt put evil away from among you.
So we ain't supposed to sell our brother. You see what I'm saying? So, hold on. Read that one more time. Verse 7.
If a man be found stealing any of the brethren of the children of Israel, and maketh merchandise of him, or selleth him, then that thief shall die, and thou shalt put away evil from among you.
So we ain't gonna go to it, but when you go to Genesis 37, 26 to 28, you know, the rest, the brothers of Israel, they did sell Joseph, you know, to the Ishmaelites. And the Ishmaelites sold them to the Egyptians. You see what I'm saying? So all y'all brothers should not be alive right now because y'all sold Joseph. No, y'all sold Joseph. I shouldn't be seeing nobody else but Joseph in this month. Go, read verse 8.
Take heed in a plague of leprosy that thou observe diligently and do according to all that the priest and the Levite shall teach you. As I commanded them, so you shall observe to do.
So when the leprosy broke out, leprosy, you have to deal with it quickly. You see what I'm saying? When you go to Leviticus 13, verse 1, it goes into leprosy. You know, that chapter, Leviticus 13, goes into leprosy. Also, when you go to Numbers chapter 12, verse 9 through 15, when Miriam spoke up against Moses, and the Lord plagued Miriam with leprosy. So when you had leprosy, you was unclean for 7 days. So you have to be put up outside the camp for 7 days. Okay? But we only got like 5 minutes, so we can't. I was going to go over those stories, but you can read Leviticus 13, start at verse 1, all the way down. That talks about leprosy. And also Numbers chapter 12 goes into leprosy. Okay? So, what was it at? 9. Con.
Remember what Yahweh thy God did unto Miriam by the way after that ye were come forth out of Egypt. When thou doest lend thy brother anything, thou shalt not go into his house to fetch his pledge. Thou shalt stand abroad, and the man to whom thou doest lend shall bring out the pledge abroad unto thee.
Go ahead.
And if the man be poor, thou shalt not sleep with his pledge. In any case, thou shalt deliver him the pledge again when the sun goeth down, that he may sleep in his own raiment and bless thee, and it shall be righteousness unto thee before Yahweh thy God.
I already covered that when we went over verse 6. Continue.
Thou shalt not oppress and hire a servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in the land within thy gates. At this day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon him. For he is poor and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto Yahweh, and it be sin unto thee.
So when you read, because we have we don't have that much time, but the precept is Leviticus 19 and 13, and also Tobit chapter 4 verse 14. Leviticus 19 and 13, and Tobit chapter 4 verse 14. So if a poor person was working for you, you were supposed to pay that person the day of. We ain't supposed to wait no 2 weeks like Esau do. You gotta wait 2 weeks to get paid, or every week to get paid. No, you was paid that same day before the sun went down. You was paid. Now that's good. You always have money in your pocket. You gotta wait 2 weeks. That's some BS. Okay, so Leviticus 19:13 and Tobit 4:14 goes over there. Continue, verse 16.
The father shall not be put to death for the children, neither the children to be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin.
So when you go to Ezekiel chapter 18, 19 through 20, a father is not responsible for the son, or the son is not responsible for the father. Okay? So that's Ezekiel chapter 18, 19 through 20. But because we only got like 2 minutes, I can't go over all these. So Ezekiel chapter 18, 19 through 20 shows you that. And also when you go to Isaiah 14:21, when it says prepare slaughter for the iniquity of their fathers, it's saying that because they are their fathers, their forefathers coming back in regeneration. So that's on a deeper level. Okay? Read verse 17.
Thou shalt not pervert the judgment of the stranger, nor the fathers, nor take the widows of raiment to pledge. But thou shalt remember that thou was a bondman in Egypt, and Yahweh thy God redeemed thee thence. Therefore I command thee to do this thing.
So we ain't supposed to pervert, meaning to change. If we couldn't be like, okay, I'm gonna change the bet or what you owe me. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to get over that on that person. We couldn't do those things. We couldn't try to get over our brother. Or say, okay, you're poor, so just come work for me. I'm for 20 years. You owe me $5. Come work for me for 20 years. Then you can work it off. No, we ain't supposed to do that. Continue.
When thou cuttest down thine harvest in thy field, and hast forgot the sheep of the field, thou shalt not go again to fetch it. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow, that Yahweh thy God may bless thee in all the work of thine hands. When thou beatest thine olive tree, thou shalt not go over the boughs again. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow.
So this is dealing with farmers again. You know what I mean? We ain't supposed to take everything. Go ahead.
When thou gatherest the grapes of the vineyard, thou shalt not glean in afterward. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in the land of Egypt. Therefore I command thee to do this thing.
So we ain't supposed to completely harvest the field, but leave some for the poor, for the foreigners, from the strangers that was traveling. That's what we supposed to have done. So all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai, your brothers from t.h.u.g camp, t.h.u.g under God, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.